Hello and welcome to Old Dominion Realty's webinar. This afternoon we're going to be talking about real estate technology. I am confident that for the next 15 minutes it will be very informative to all of you that have chosen to tune in. I'm Pam Estes with Old Dominion Realty, and joining me again is Renee Whitmore out of our Crossroads office. Thanks for being with us, Renee.
Glad to be here, Pam.
And our third party is Jessica Phillips. And Jess, you've been with South Main for how long?
I've been with the firm for 16 years.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Renee, we were talking earlier this morning about the chilly weather this winter in the real estate market. It was interesting, wasn't it?
Very interesting. It always makes things a little bit more difficult. But Pam, I've seen a lot of sellers that are super excited about the warm weather and getting their house on the market. And I've also seen a lot of my buyers excited that there's more sellers putting their houses on the market.
Most definitely. You know, I think we all got used to the snow coming down, and so we were trudging through the snow showing property. And when we typically don't do that, but I think because we got used to that snow, that's just what we did.
The show must go on, as they say, right, Pam?
Absolutely. And we're looking forward to the spring weather.
It'll definitely make showing properties a lot more easier with the warmer weather outside.
Most definitely. Again, I want to introduce Jessica Phillips. Jess, you have been with Old Dominion for how many years?
16 years.
Awesome. And we work together. So I see Jessica on a daily basis, and I see all the responsibilities that she does on a daily and a weekly basis. Tell us some of the hats that you wear at Old Dominion Realty, Jess.
Well, I take care of all of our marketing for the firm. I also handle all of the websites for the different divisions we have within the firm and our main website. I handle all of the websites for the different subdivisions that we represent, and then the various technology that we use throughout the firm.
So your days are very full.
Yes.
Most definitely. Renee and I, we were talking this afternoon about how it was in the old time. Remember, Renee, that we would get a book. In fact, I brought one with us this afternoon that was published every 2 weeks. And so if a buyer of ours wanted to know about a new listing, they needed to wait for the book to come out.
Yes.
And then, Renee, what would we do if a new listing happened to hit the week after or the day after the publication?
Yeah, a lot of times if you saw a sign in a yard that went up the day after you received your book, you were calling that real estate agent or calling the firm to find out a little bit more about it, because that was the only way to get the information, was to actually call folks or stop by their office and talk with them one-on-one, because there wasn't the electronic emails or immediate information.
Absolutely. I remember addressing envelopes and mailing listings to people. In the beginning, we didn't even fax.
Yeah.
So we've come a long way from snail mail to fax to email.
Yes.
So it's been great. Also, our lock boxes. We certainly have seen a transition
Yes.
in our lock boxes as well. This is one of our older lock boxes, which I keep in my office as a memento. But most definitely the new electronic ones, Renee, are certainly much better, more efficient.
They are so much better. We're able to give one-day codes to our inspectors, and we can also check the logs and see who's been in the property, so we can follow up with any agents that have showed the property to get feedback.
Yes, most definitely,
Yeah.
most definitely. So let's get started with our technology, and so I want to turn the program over to you and Jess, and we'll get started.
Sounds great. Thanks so much, Pam. I know one of the most useful pieces of technology that I feel I carry with me on a regular basis is my phone. And I know Old Dominion Realty has really embraced the mobile aspect of our technology. We have a mobile app that you can download for your phone, as well as the mobile-friendly website. And Jess, can you tell us a little bit about the difference between the two and how our consumers can use them?
Yes. Our mobile app and mobile website function and look identical. The difference between the two is that the app you would download to your phone, you can go into any app store and search for Old Dominion Realty. We have it for the iPhone and Android devices. The mobile-friendly website, you would simply go to odrva.com and pull that information up, and it's not downloaded to your phone. So we try to give our users a choice if they want to download information.
Is that application free, or does that cost, Jess?
Oh no, we offer that free to all of our consumers.
Thanks.
Very good. I know that my buyers especially love the mobile, either the app or the mobile website, because you can use your GPS on your phone to access property information right in front of you. And that becomes really important for a lot of the folks that are on the go, visiting friends and family, or driving down the road and being able to find that information.
Yeah.
when they're right there in the neighborhood?
If you, the way our app and website works is that if you have your GPS location allowed within your mobile phone, we will actually use the map and we will show you from your location everything that's for sale around you.
Yeah.
And so little icons appear on the map, and then if you touch on those, information will pop up and give you all the details that you need to know.
So cool. So cool. I love it.
You know, Renee, I was out last week and it was interesting because we were on a particular street in Harrisonburg and I was showing one particular property and didn't realize there was a new listing that had hit the day before.
Yeah.
We pulled up our GPS and that house popped up and so we had the information of it. So it's been very useful. Thanks, Jess.
Yeah. Not only to the consumers, but also to us as real estate agents to use that.
Absolutely. It has.
I know, Jess, that one of the things that you are super proud of is our Old Dominion Realty website, the www.odrva.com. And I know that it's an award-winning website and has an accreditation. Can you tell us a little bit about the accreditation?
Yes, our website actually won an award that's called the Website Quality Certification. We acquired that through leading real estate companies of the world, and how we acquired it was you had to meet quite a long list of specifications. We had to have certain elements within our website, we had to provide certain things to the public, and also we are tested. Our agents are tested. So what happens is we had someone who was pretending they were interested in property, made a request on our website, and we were timed on how quickly our agents responded and how accurate they responded with the information. So we met the requirements, and I'm happy to say we now have that certification.
Fantastic. And that's something I believe that's checked every year, right? It's not like it just happens once and then you've got it forever. It's
Oh no, we have to recertify every year, and we have had that certification since 2009.
fantastic. Fantastic. Along the same lines of the website, I know a lot of times when folks visit the website, Jess will be talking to you a little bit later about the types of things that you can do with Home Finder.
Yes.
But when you're putting your information into the website, I know when I'm doing that with other websites, I'm a little concerned about my information being out there. What kind of security do we have on our website?
We take security very seriously. We want to protect all the information that our clients trust us with. So users can set up a Home Finder account that you mentioned, but we operate on secure servers, and so we use the same technology that the banking industry does to secure the information for our clients so that it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Fantastic. I know this day and age, it's so important to make sure that any of your information, whether it's just your website and your phone number, doesn't get into the wrong hands, because it could lead to not only identity thievery, but it could also lead to just lots of extra spam that you don't necessarily want.
Yes.
So we talked about the Home Finder portion of our website, which is really cool for consumers. Do you want to kind of take us through exactly what the Home Finder portion can do for folks?
Yes, the Home Finder portion, the user can set up an account that they will have a username and password into. They can input their information, they can select an agent that they might choose to work with, and then they can also set up searches. So they can save individual listings that they may like, or they could save a particular search parameter. Let's say that they're interested in 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, anything like that. They can specify whether or not they want a basement. The other thing that we offer is a market watch report. So if there's a particular area that the consumer wants to live in, they can actually draw it out on a map, and the system will email them periodically according to what they choose to give them data. Are prices going up in that neighborhood? How much is for sale in that neighborhood? You can even zoom in to certain subdivisions. So we give them quite a lot of capabilities.
Absolutely. And along that same line, I know, Pam, it's so nice when you have a buyer or seller come to you that's already kind of armed with some information, and they know about the neighborhood or the school district that they're really interested in.
Absolutely.
Not that it makes our job easier, but it really helps them to know a little bit more about the neighborhood and whether or not they can afford
And to be
live there.
informed. And one of the things that I was so pleased when Jessie worked on the Home Finder is that it's about location.
Yeah.
And that she has it set up that it's a location and a price range, and in the beginning of our search, that's really what we want.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think along the same lines with that is, the importance of that Atlas search, being able to zoom into a specific neighborhood or, zoom into a particular part of the town. That way you're making sure that you're right where you want to be. If you want to be within walking distance to JMU, you can definitely plug in that information there.
Yes.
So Jessie, Along the same lines of helping our consumers with the technology, we also have a lot of new technology for Pam and I as agents to use that definitely helps make our job a little bit more efficient, helps us do our jobs a little bit quicker and easier, and also helps the consumer on the other side of things. Want to tell us a little bit about those different tools that we have?
Sure. We offer tools that have online transaction management. Everything is web-based, so if the agent is working from home, if they're working from the office, if they go on vacation, they have access to all the information that they would need for transactions. The other thing we allow is the agent can prepare all the documents that are needed for a transaction online, and again, it's housed and stored there. For consumers to make their life a little easier and the agents to save them some gas money, we offer electronic signatures. They are legal signatures, and so like we were talking about the mobile devices, the consumer, if they're going on vacation and they need to sign a contract, they want to get their offer in, you can prepare those documents, email it to the consumer, they can sign right from their mobile phone, and then they can still go on vacation and they haven't missed a beat.
Absolutely. Or Pam, I know when we are in the middle of a transaction, if we've got that home inspection coming in and we have an addendum that needs to be signed for that, and it's within those time frames, but we just can't get our schedules to meet up with the buyer or with the seller because everybody's so on the go these days.
Yes.
It's easy to email that to our sellers and buyers, and while they're at the ball field with their kids or at the PTA meeting, they can sit there with their mobile phone and they can sign
Absolutely.
right there or in the comfort of their own home. So it makes things a lot easier for our buyers and sellers and for us as well. So I know I've enjoyed using them, and so have my clients.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. I know, Jesse, along the same lines of the transaction management stuff, we also have the web-based cloud system where things are stored, and tell our consumers about how they can access that in the future.
Yeah, so what we offer for our consumers is, again, we're on secure servers because we are all about protecting our consumer information. We will store the documents that they would sign, all the documents that are relevant to their transaction, all the way through to the closing and their HUD statement. How that's valuable for the customer is that they can then come back when it's time to do their taxes. If there's information they might need, they can log into that secure system and they can print whatever documents they might need, or they could email the documents directly from the system to their tax preparer.
Fantastic. I know it's really nice for me to be able to go online if I don't have my paper file with me, which I do still keep old paper files, but if I don't have my paper file with me and I'm at home in the evening and somebody asks a question about their contract, I can pull it up on my iPad and there it is. So it's been definitely really a super big lifesaver for me, at least.
It has.
Now, Jesse, I know this is kind of a big touchy subject nowadays in the real estate world, but as real estate companies have all their information online, we also have a syndication out to third parties, whether it's Realtor.com or Trulia or Zillow, any of the major big competitors out there or big websites. Our information goes out to them. And I know a lot of times we have folks who come back to us later and say, hey, my pictures weren't quite right. Tell us a little bit about maybe the
How that works?
Yeah.
Well, those are what we call the national sites that we syndicate to. And of course, for internet presence, everyone wants to be on those sites, and you want your property to be easily accessible to the consumer. So we do send information there. The problem that we sometimes run into is that if that property sold 3 years ago, 5 years ago, that site will have the information from the sale. When the consumer lists that property to sell it again, and we send the information if they list through our firm, what happens is sometimes those third parties will combine that information with the old information where the property sold. And so you may have pictures from 3 or 5 years ago from a different time when it was listed, but that data will be merged. So what we do for our customers is that we create accounts and we work with the Zillows and the Trulias and the national sites, and we go in to correct that information. Unfortunately, once we send the information to them, we don't have a lot of control over how it's displayed, but they're very good to work with to get that corrected.
Yeah. So it's just one more step that we take in order to help make sure that there's the best quality of information out there for our buyers and sellers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now backtracking a little bit, Pam, to probably our favorite part of our website at odrva.com is the webinar tab. So if if you'd like to go back to our past webinars, whether it's on first-time home buyers or getting your house ready for the market, the spring market that we're heading into, folks can go to odrva.com, and there's a webinar tab on the website. They can access all of our webinars.
We have developed quite a library
Yes.
of different topics with regard to real estate.
Absolutely.
So, talking about real estate and different topics, Jess, I think we have just kind of scratched the surface with real estate technology, and would like to invite you back to come and go into further depth over other properties and other technologies that we might have that you'll be working on. Would you take us up on your invitation?
Absolutely,
Our
I'd be
invitation.
happy to do that.
Wonderful. Thanks for returning. Thanks for being with us, Jess. And I'm sure that people will like to contact you with their real estate technology questions. And how can they do that?
I work out of our Harrisonburg office, and the office phone number is 540-433-2454, or they can feel free to email me at jessica@odrva.com.
Wonderful. And Renee, our spring market, our buyers and sellers, how can they get in touch with you?
I would love to hear from all of them. I work out of the Crossroads office, which is at 4761 Spotswood Trail, and they can reach me either by phone at 540-271-2518, or they can email me, Pam, at renee@odrva.com.
Great. And I welcome your phone calls and emails as well. Look forward to working with you in 2015. And you can email me at pam@odrva.com, or my cell number is 820-1323. Again, Jessica, thank you for joining Renee and I. We look forward to our next visit with you.
Thanks for having me, Pam.
Absolutely. And we'll see you next month.